to take you on a little tour and show off things that are at the shop. So we might have a few people drop in that you can comment, and you might be watching this on the replay, but I'm going to leave it on the replay so everyone can check out my body shop. Now, first of all, this is the first car I ever did, and it's very dirty. It is in a state of being redone. Let me see if I can find a rag here because I got to show you this. I did this car 15 years ago, and basically, you're looking at a paint job that has, you're talking 15 layers, you know, from self-etching primer to sandable primer to 2 to 3 layers of base coat, 4 layers of clear coat, metal flake, 2 more layers of clear coat on top of that, graphics, several layers of the graphics that I airbrushed on the graphics. You see this? I did all this. I had a guy that was working for me at the time, and he did the body work, and I did all of the graphics, and he laid the clear coat and wet sanded, buffed, and polished it. And so this was my first custom paint job. When it's clean, it's spectacular. See look down the sides. See, I got hit by a neighbor about 8 years ago, and I haven't driven it since. But I had the interior. Look at the inside. See that? I had matching interior. Look at the seats. Wait, you can see on here. Check out the seats. Seats got these insets. But I got to have all this redone because the sun has bleached the purple. I'll either have it all redone or I will dye it, airbrush it. So I'm going to be redoing the dash. I'm rewiring it. It's got a short circuit. And it's sitting on some nice, modest 18-inch rims with 40 series tires. What's up, Strange? I'm just at work here in the shop and then heading out to see my daughter in a custom performance, playing the part of a princess. There's a church, and every year they do this deal where underprivileged girls come to meet princesses. So this is a car that I actually own. I bought this. This is an Acura TSX. Oh man, I've been working on this thing for months. I bought it last spring, and it was wrecked all the way down the side. And where you can see the primer, that was all smashed in. The bumper was completely cracked in half. It was destroyed. I plastic welded it all up, and I actually refinished the whole bumper. The rocker panel under here, that was the person who wrecked it ran over a big rock. And so this entire rocker panel was squashed flat, and I had to cut all that metal out, bend it all the way back down where it was hanging straight down, and then put a metal bend and rebuild it, bolt it back in with self-tapping screws, weld it, I tack welded it, and then used body filler and the fantastic glass. This is fiberglass putty, and then that's the body filler to shape it and make it look like it was supposed to be. And then this was crunched up here. It was a big dent there. This was all crunched, pushed in, very difficult to fix. Back bumper was cracked, crunched up. Now I got all that body work done. And so then on this side, you had some issues where there was 3 big dents underneath there. This fender had dents here. So all the body work is now done. So is Bond motorcycle still there? You remember that? Tomiski remembers that. Yeah, the Bond motorcycle is still here. I'm going to have to do that again. Thank you, South 97 North. I tell you what, I just started out with a Harbor Freight paint gun 25 years ago, painting my dad's pickup truck out in the driveway, and then it turned into this. This is where I keep all my paint guns. You might think, wow, why do you have so many paint guns? This is a Harbor Freight HTE paint gun that I use for touch-up and shooting base coats. It was about 120 bucks. This is an Iwata Air Gunza. I paid about $189 for that one, and it shoots primer. I mainly use it for primer. This is a junk copycat gun that I use for thick primer or sandable filler or paintable, shootable filler. And I don't ever use it because it's garbage. This is my favorite clear coat gun, and this is an Iwata Pininfarina, Iwata Supernova. This sucker was like $1,500 new. They sell for about $1,000 now. And I actually repossessed this gun from someone who I fired that owed me a lot of money. And I've been using that ever since. This is a cheap Harbor Freight gun that I just used to shoot this liquid that seals off the windows so you don't get overspray. Cheap gun, cheap gun. Now here's one. This is my newest gun. This is a SATA digital. I can't even remember the number on it, but it's got its own regulator right there. See that? This is a $1,500 gun. I bought it from a friend for roughly 250 bucks. This gun, I now shoot my primer and all base coats. Base coats, especially the ones that have pearl and metallic, because it's very hard to shoot pearls and metallics without getting tiger stripes. That's an old touch-up gun I don't use anymore. That's an old touch-up gun I don't use anymore. Here's my mixing bank. And I used to have all the pigments and could mix my own colors, but I stopped doing that. So you hit this button. The little paddles mix my paint. See that? So I just keep all the different types of primer. Like here's a black primer. Here's a white primer. You got a gray primer. And different base colors that are left over. And here's a bunch of remnants of paint. This is what I hang panels on, a little panel tree. Those are like 300 bucks. They cost like $600 now. I got a loft up there. This is my front counter. And this is my office. So got my little computer set up there. I need to pay my internet bill, as a matter of fact. Keep my keys on the wall. Here's my refrigerator where I keep my water. Air conditioner there to keep the electric bill high. So now let's run over here and I'll show you what I did. Now, we built these. These are exhaust fans. So this area here, I can paint in if I'm doing like primer or a small job where I'm just doing, say, a portion of the bumper or something like that, because this is not a clean area. There used to be an apartment over here, and this used to be a laundry room, and there was a kitchen here, and I ripped out all the walls. And there used to be a stairway that came down right there. So I took the apartment, ripped it all out, and this is the paint booth now. So you're walking in, and this is where the bedroom used to be. And it still has a kitchen. I kept the kitchen. See, here's the kitchen. So I can clean stuff up. There we go, my refrigerator. You got the bathroom, and I have a shower back there. Even have my oven, microwave. I don't have a microwave. That's a toaster oven. So then all of these lights I replaced, and these are LED. Okay? Now here's a car I've been working on for 2 years. You talk about having patience, guys. Oh man, I tell you, patience, patience, patience. I had to reshoot the clear coat on this side, and I'm in the process of doing the finish work on it. Yeah, dude. What's up, OG Vault? What's up, Chris? It is a big place. I've got about 5,500 square feet downstairs and another 2,000 square foot in the lofts. So after I shoot this clear, I sand it with 800 grit paper, then 1,000 grit, then 1,200 grit, then 1,500 grit, then 2,000 grit, then 3,000 grit, and then I buff it, and then I polish it with a buffer. And then when it's done, it looks even shinier. You know, it already looks like glass, you know, where I didn't sand it. I also, well, I'll never do this again. This took 18 hours of time, 18 hours labor for me to mask off after sanding all the rust off of these rims, okay, and priming them and painting the base, the black, and then putting on the gold. It took 18 hours to do these rims. Okay, my wife is sending me a text telling me I better head up and come over to the event. Cass is, what? Another all-time high? Casper Jeremy, thank you. I appreciate that. Now let me show you the last room in here. This is my sink. Here is an Impala that I bought for 300 bucks that I basically had put in a new transmission. I didn't do that. My mechanic worker did that part, but I'm repainting it and restoring the whole car, and then I'm going to make it a custom car. But this, guys, is the other big room on the other side of the shop. I've got that big LED light up there. All these are LEDs. And this is my vehicle lift. So I had an employee, an older guy, When I had a bunch of nitwits working for me, I had about 9 employees that I ended up having to let them all go 5, 6 years ago. But the older man, he was a nice guy, and he wanted to know if they could bring in his lift and install it in my shop. And I was like, sure. And so after I fired everybody, I spoke to the one nice older man, Kevin, and I said, "Hey man, I'll offer you money. What do you want to sell the lift for?" And he said, $900. So he sold me this lift for $900, and I've had it ever since. We had one of the cylinders that blew out a year ago, and I had to have it rebuilt. I also had to have the capacitors redone, and this thing that weighs 150 pounds, I was on a ladder and had to unbolt that and nearly killed myself. So keeping it fixed, I spent another $1,000 on it. It costs money to keep equipment like that, but it's a godsend. There's the cherry picker, and I got like a little sandblast cabinet out there. And then let's come back to, well, let me show you the loft. So upstairs there, that's storage area. That's a loft. And then you can also go upstairs here, and I'll show you where I keep my little security room. This is where the head of security is. So you come in this little room, turn on the light. You can look out the window and see down there. See? And so this little room here, there's a little gnome room there. I actually had an employee who squatted in this room that I had to kick out, and he destroyed it. But this is where I keep the cameras. So this is the security center. So you can see every area and outside. And there's my DVR. Keep that running. And so day and night, I know what's going on out here. Nobody can do anything to my stuff. So I got some stuff stored over there, a bunch of boxes of freebie gifts that came from the Vatterott Medical School that went bankrupt. And a friend of mine gave me 75 boxes of t-shirts, bags, drinky bottles, and all sorts of fabulous prizes. There's my hot water heater. Got a little work table here, storage area there. So that's what's upstairs. And then, of course, on the other side over there, above the office, another storage area. So when you count all of this square footage, the whole building is about 7,500 square foot. Oh, boy. This crypto bull run, I'm wanting to pay out the mortgage and own this free and clear. So back here, working on this 2021, I think this is. Refinishing the front end of this Nissan, whatever it is, car. And this is where I keep all my tools. All my cleaning solutions and chemicals. And there's all of the tools that I've ever collected right there. All right. And then I keep all my connectors hanging on the wall. So everything is really organized. I keep everything on rolling carts. I've got a rolling table here that I put tools on. It's kind of messy. There's the compressor, 80-gallon compressor that I bought at Lowe's. At the time, it was only $899. And then these blue hoses are air lines that go to the different parts of the shop. So then I got a little metal cart here. And that, my friends, is a metal stud welder where you can take dents out of cars with this. There's a gun that you use right here that you weld on these little thingies, these little brass hooks here, and then you use the big slide hammers there to pull out dents. So I got that on Amazon for like $200. It was a pretty good deal because normally when these first were invented and came out 10 years ago, they were $1,000. So then over here, I've got a welder, a MiG 135 Eastwood gas welder that I got for under $200, which was a steal of a deal. This is where I keep all of the body filler and sprayable products right there. I got this for cheap, or for free actually, and I just put it on some rollers. This is my little tool chest where I keep all of my bodywork, dent pulling tools, and then all the sandpaper. Got tons of sandpaper. Tons more sandpaper stored here. I've got a whole thing full of finishing sandpaper in that thing. And then I have another card over here with even more sandpaper. So this is the shop. This is Color Boss Custom Auto Body Shop. And if you want to see some of the projects that I do, you can check them out because I've got the whole nother channel, Color Boss Custom Auto Body Shop. But anyway, that's the shop, guys. I wanted to show it off and let you guys come and see what I do at night. And it's been blood, sweat, and tears in here since I bought this building in 2015. I've been robbed twice by employees that I fired. I've had calamity, disaster, you name it. And there used to be trash in here 6 years ago when I had all the employees. There was mice, there was vermin, there was snakes, there was fast food trash and waste from wall to wall because I had to spend all my time fixing disasters and managing the employees, causing all sorts of problems. And then after I fired everyone, it took me 1 year. And I cleaned this shop from this end to that end. I cleaned it all. So, yes, you made the live show. Captain Obvious is in the house. Yes, sir. So when I fired everyone and I was still working a state job, I'd come over after work every day. And for the time I got off work, I had to work till midnight every night, 7 days a week to finish all the projects that I was left with after firing all of the employees. I had angry customers, you name it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to set a goal. I'm going to clean this space right there. And after I get that to where I could eat off the floor, I said, I'm going to clean the next space right there. And then the next space right there until I got all the way to that end of the shop. And it took 1 year to clean this place up. And you wouldn't believe it. It looks dirty, but this is not. There is no dust on this floor because dust is the enemy of the body shop. So whenever I am working and I'm sanding or whatever, you'll notice that there's vacuum cleaners everywhere. Here's a nice vacuum cleaner here. There's another one there. There's one sitting over there. Then I've got the big 55-gallon drum. This is a vacuum cleaner, guys, if you didn't realize that that's what this is. See, right there. I pop this on. Where's the switch? I'll let you hear it. Oh, it's not plugged up, duh. So I got this big old hose here, and I've got attachments because I'm constantly sweeping up the dust because dust gets in the clear coat, and you can't have a dusty, dirty shop. So that is what I do, and that is my story with this body shop. And part of my motivation for wanting to make it big in crypto this bull run so I can own my shop free and clear. Okay, now you can see me. There I am. So thanks, guys, for stopping by. Just wanted to say hi, do the show and tell, let you guys see, because I promised yesterday that I was going to show you the shop. And maybe later on, I might do another 10 or 15-minute live and look at some charts and coins once I get done with these family get-togethers and finish my work here. So for now, that's all we got. And again, thanks for stopping by, guys. I will see you soon. CryptoPro is out.